Hey there, hello and welcome. It is Madeline here, and happy Cyber Monday, or whenever you are watching this. As promised on Black Friday, today we are opening enrollment to my Primordial Power program. So I am super excited to announce this and to share this labor of love, my Primordial Power program, with you because it's a labor of love. And I know that it is the solution to your anxiety and depression or depression problem or dissatisfaction with life, which fuels your anxiety and depression, doesn't it? That's right. So in case you don't know, I recovered from anxiety from a nervous breakdown. So healing anxiety and developing an alternative and effective holistic healing process for anxiety and depression is near and dear to my heart, because anxiety almost did me in, and anxiety did do my father in, right? Anxiety ruined his life because he, not knowing what we knew then, my beloved father used alcohol to medicate his anxiety and essentially ruined his life. And then I followed in his footsteps that I was riddled with anxiety. Food was actually my drug of choice, and I beat all that and I kicked all that to the curb. And although I was drinking more than I should have, I didn't have a drinking problem, thank goodness. But I did have an eating problem. But anyway, all those problems are behind me because of what I want to share with you today. And that is my Primordial Power program. Enrollment is open. Okay, so it's open today, and enrollment is going to be open until January 3rd, so we can start on January 8th. But it's important that you enroll now so we can start gaining momentum for the new year, and that you can get all the bonuses that I'm going to offer. For those of you who start in December, know that you can't put this off any longer, and that January is already too late. And, so that January 8th date is intentional, because that's the date that 85% of people give up on their New Year's resolutions. Okay, so I don't want that to be you, which is why it's time to take action and take a hold of your mind and your life today. Okay, so by the time the new year, the new decade rolls around, you're on solid footing already. Okay, you're not going to be taken out by the holidays and by the new year and by probably dreary winter, depending on where you are in the country or in the world. Anyway, but I digress for a moment. So Primordial Power. What is my Primordial Power program? Again, it is my method for healing anxiety and depression and trauma, depending on the trauma, but that's something you and I can talk about naturally. Okay, it's a holistic approach that takes care of every aspect of your being, body, mind, and spirit. And essentially, Primordial Power shows you how to connect to who you really are. Because if you're suffering from anxiety and depression, the negative effects of a trauma, you've forgotten who you are. If you have fallen prey to the, what's the word I want? To the seduction of achievement, right? So of achievement and the getting things done and the high performing, right? Because I'm talking to my high achieving high performers, right? So I feel you, my friend, because we get caught up in the doing, in the striving, in the getting one more thing done, in the next achievement, the next promotion, the next project, the next business deal, if you're a business owner, the next thing at the expense of our own well-being. And then we get wrapped up in the frenzy of perfectionism and the frenzy of time starvation, right? I don't have enough time. I have so much to do. Not enough time to do it in. And here we are in December, and oh my goodness, another year has gone past, another decade has gone past. And that is the frenzy that, you know, we high achievers find ourselves in on a regular basis, isn't it? That's right. And then we get disconnected from who we really are. And my Primordial Power program was designed to reconnect you to who you really are. So what does Primordial Power mean? So primordial means from the beginning of time. And power is, you know, we all know what power means, but in this context, it's the strength, might, or force that you've had since the beginning of time, right? You are an all-powerful being with infinite potential and infinite wisdom. But you've forgotten that. You've disconnected from that. And if you're suffering from anxiety, depression, dissatisfaction from life, which fuels your anxiety or depression, you're certainly disconnected from who you really are, right? And that's because you've got bad thinking habits, okay? So anxiety and depression are not conditions that need to be treated, okay, with medication and talk therapy. I've talked about why those don't work, and I'll talk about those again. But today, we'll just suffice it to say that they don't work. You know they don't work, don't you? Or if they do work, you know, that they'll mask the symptoms the medication will mask the symptoms for a little while until they don't. But anyway, that's not the moral of today's story, right? And then, anyway, you've disconnected from who you really are. And my Primordial Power program reconnects you to who that is and helps you break the bad habits that you have, the bad thinking habits that you have. And then I help you install better, healthier, happier, more nourishing, more productive, more effective thinking habits, as well as other habits, okay? But primarily, it's stinking thinking, I like to call it, right? So your anxiety and depression, and I'm not belittling that. I know firsthand, okay? So I came apart at the seams from anxiety. My brother sat over there and told me, get a hold of your thoughts, woman. And 10 years ago, that was a novel concept. That was a novel idea. So today we know a lot more about positive thinking and positive affirmations and, you know, in all of that, but really they don't work, right? Positive thinking and positive affirmations don't work if you don't take care of the deeper stuff, okay? Which is what my Primordial Power will help you do. It'll help you bust through all the stuff and get to who you really are, okay? And who you really are, I want to introduce you to who you really are right now, give you a glimpse of who you really are. You are not your thoughts. You're the thinker of your thoughts. And allow me to invite you, turn your attention to the one who's listening, right? You're listening to the sound of my voice, you're watching me, I have your attention, thank you for that. Now turn your attention to the one who's listening. That presence, that being, is you. That's the real you, right? The you who's buried beneath all the thoughts, all the thinking, all the worrying, all the angst that doesn't serve you anymore, right? The you, that real you, right, is the one who is connected to your primordial power, right? Your primordial power is that knowing, that inner wisdom. It's the you who does what you say you're going to do, right? Like, be kind and loving to the people around you instead of snapping at them, to your loved ones, right? that you's going to go to bed on time, get up and work out in the morning. It's going to meditate. You're going to start eating healthy. You're going to stop drinking more than you should, or drinking alone at night. You're going to quit smoking. You're going to stop doing all that crap that you know you should be doing. You're going to do all the things that real you, right? And if you connect with me, if you connect with your primordial power in my primordial power program, you're going to do all those things. You're going to connect with who you really are. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then you're going to do all those things that you say that you're going to do, that you know you should do, right? Everyone I talk to says, I know what to do, but I just don't do it. I just can't do it. I'm going to connect you. And once you do start doing those things, once you get connected to who you really are, that's the part of you that is confident, decisive, focused, the you who gets things done, right? Gets things done in a badass sort of way, like the badass that you are, the you who is joyful, fulfilled, energized, the real you. And if you'd like to bring that part of you out again, right, then I invite you to just book a quick call with me, okay? So I'm changing the format a little bit, right? So I'm offering a discovery call, which is about 15, 20 minutes, and we'll talk for a little bit and see if it's a good idea for us to explore working together. Some of the most important things, right? So on Black Friday, I said I was going to share with you some steps, right? What are the overall steps for my process for helping you connect with your primordial power, okay? So listen and see if these steps speak to you, okay? In order to connect with who you are and all of those wonderful attributes I just described, right? I'm going to hold your hand and take you through these steps, right? These are not all the steps. I'm going to share 5 steps with you. They're actually 7, but I'm only going to share 5 with you today, okay? So the first step is take responsibility for yourself. And I'm going to elaborate on all of these steps in the future. But it's take responsibility for yourself, right? You acknowledge that you are, not blame, responsibility. You acknowledge that you are the creator of your reality, right? You are a powerful creator. That you have created everything in your life up until now in one way or another. Again, this is not blame. This is not judgment. This is empowerment, all right? And if that's speaking to you, you're who I'm talking to, all right, my love? Okay, so that's the first step. You take responsibility for yourself, and you're ready to create the life of your dreams, the life that you are meant to live, okay? Step 1. Step 2 is, and here's my secret magic, here's my secret sauce, right? Which is the magic that is only mine. And it's step 2 and step 3, okay? And it's why my Primordial Power program works and other traditional methods for treating anxiety and depression does not. So step number 2 is we're going to uncover the root cause of your anxiety and depression. I know you have lots of bad habits, lots of bad thinking habits, lots of other bad habits that are fueling your anxiety and depression, and that we just talked about. But there's a root cause. There's an underlying root cause, and I'll help you get at that. And then once we do, right? Once we do get at the root cause, then we'll let it go, right? We'll release it. We'll let it go. We'll let go all of the negative emotions that have been born and fueled as a result of the root cause. Maybe it's anger for you. If it's depression, it's that deep sadness, fear, anxiety, right? Anxiety is fear, hurt, guilt, resentment. Can let a lifetime of those negative emotions go in a matter of hours, really. It's really quite magical. It's miraculous. It's miraculous. And we're going to let all that stuff go, okay? And we essentially wipe the slate clean so you can start moving in a new direction, in the direction of who you really are and the life, the extraordinary life that you were meant to live, okay? All along the way, right? So those are steps 1, 2, and 3. All along the way, I'm going to show you how to reconnect to your primordial power, also a secret ingredient of mine, okay? And there's a few steps in that. You get to talk to me. If you want to know what that is, you have to talk, you have to book that call with me, okay? And then, right, so once we uncover the root cause, wipe the slate clean, you're reconnecting to your primordial power the whole time. The more baggage we let go of, the more direct the connection to you and your true self is. And then from that place, right, from that place of a clean slate, from there, we can reprogram the software of your soul, right? Your karma, your conditioning, right? We can install new positive habits from there that are going to stick, and then you'll have the strength and the agility, the mental agility to install them and sustain your new habits, okay? So if this is speaking to you, I invite you to schedule a discovery call with me, okay? We'll get on the phone for about 15 to 20 minutes and we'll explore if, what's going on with you. Can I help you? And does it make sense for us to explore working together? And if not, that's cool too, right? And if I know somebody else that can help you, I will gladly point you in their direction, because I want you to heal, right? I want you to heal from your anxiety or depression and, or trauma, dissatisfaction with life, so you can live the extraordinary life that you are meant to live. And you book that call by going to, so you book that. I'm going to drop the link in the comments below, or you can PM me for the links, because the talk link takes you somewhere else right now until I get to change the technology. So I'm going to drop the link to that short discovery call in the comments, and grab that if you want to talk to me about stepping into your primordial power. So again, enrollment is open, right? The program starts now, right? The program officially starts on January 8th. I'm closing enrollment on January 3rd. We'll talk more about those dates, right? So on January 8th, January 9th, that's because that's the date that 85% of humans have abandoned their New Year's resolutions, right? Because that whole New Year's thing, right? Let me wait till the new year. We know that doesn't work, don't we? That's right? That doesn't work. That doesn't work, right? So what you need to is oh shit, it's the end of the year. It's the end of the decade. Madeline is offering me a solution to what's probably a lifetime problem, right? Or an increasing lifetime negative situation. It's time to let that go. Do you want to start a new decade? Do you want to start a new decade with the same old crap that you've been perpetuating for years, for your lifetime? I don't think so. No. And let me tell you, my love, where you are now, where you are right now, is where you're going to be next year, where you're going to be in 5 years, where you're going to be in 10 years, unless you do something differently. So I'm offering you something differently. 15, 20 minutes of your time, you can get a feel if this might be for you, and then we can look at what that will look like, okay? So PM me if you want that link, or I will drop the link to the discovery call in the comments. And more to come on this. If you have questions, PM me, and I'm happy to answer your questions. But they're probably questions that we can have answered on the call, okay? I'll put the link in the comments below, or you can PM me for the link to that discovery call, okay? All right, I hope this serves you. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. And until then, I will see you in the gap. Namaste. Be blessed. Mwah.